you need to execute this. So you're going to be forcing Puck to buy into these like early defensive items. I assume like it's not an item that you want to buy, but the Yule Scepter in this one, it does feel definitely good. Because it's also a safe lane TA, so a bit of a different item build. You still want to get the shard, but you want to get Deso before most of the time, because you want to have the damage.
So how does it feel to have Skye in the 5, though?
It feels as bad, even worse than having Skye as a position 4. This is the hero that can get a lot going. His toolkit is very easy to execute, concussive shot into the blood grenade, so you can always get something. The problem is this hero doesn't trade that well. You have 0 mana, and you're going to be playing into Lifestealer, and you're going to be playing into Slaughter. So, Celery.
Concussive shot slows him down. Quinn's going to be here, and they're going to eat a pretty big Illuminate if they stay on these steps. Lands onto a couple heroes. They should be able to still secure first blood, and they will hold it for the Zeus. And he'll get that onto the Bane and have an advantage over mid. Happy with that, that's for sure. As Boom already out of the gates, really rolling. Doraccio is going to pick up that bounty rune. He was there just in case Quinn had something like that happen. And the other bounty rune, yeah, 3 for 1 in favor of Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, we have these 4/5s, very weird ones. Keeper of the Light has most exclusively been played as a mid laner. So he needed to be paired up with something that's going to utilize the mana. Slaughter nowadays, with putting more points into Slithering Crush, does do exactly that. So good start for the mid lane. Slotums will bring his bottle as soon as possible.
Especially when you're playing Zeus, that's going to be just an extra jolt for you. Because as well as Panda in the top lane, it's not exactly a killer lane immediately, but a couple levels maybe so. You get a good Melt Strike, you catch Kato out of position, concussive shot.
Yeah, they can definitely get the kills here. Kato, not the... Because this is the spell that you can get on top of him. Concussive shot, slow him down, blood grenade. And this is how Pakaz also came into the pro scene. I would say Templar Assassin is his best hero. This is what he's been known for. So expect him to do good in this game.
See how the TA gets out of the gate here on this one. And Centaur we've seen be so strong. Panda gonna lose that courier. And we've seen this combo a couple times, right? The Shadow Demon with the Centaur in the bottom lane. As you've got the Disruption, Hoof Stomp. You get Double Edge to level 2, or we've even seen the 2-1 build. And you really do have a lot of damage.
Yeah, multiple double edges, then some body blocks. You're probably not going to go for Doraccio. Doraccio is saving a point for now. You want to get into early Rage. Target that they want to go for is Bane, and they're already going.
Yeah, so Hoof Stomp, Double Edge,
There's
Celery.
That body block.
A lot of damage on him, and the Shadow Poison starts to really build up. 3 stacks there, a couple more right clicks, but not going to be enough damage. Should leave him at about 100, especially now with the Tango going, even more. As that Tango works out for him. And we'll pop that salve to get back up on health, but you can see how easy it is to really get the Bane looking quite weak, especially considering he's now got to position himself almost perfectly unless he wants to get disrupted and have that happen again.
It's a good amount of commitment in the bottom lane. Shadow Demon needs to have good amount of mana to pop those Shadow Poison sticks, and Knight already using a Mango immediately. Disruption 120 mana, 45 per Shadow Poison.
So he'll Clarity up. So that they've already got this bottle here on Slotums as he's going up against Quinn. See, a lot of these matchups where it feels like long-time veteran against somebody a little bit newer. Last matchup, it was nothing to say against Lorinov. This one's Quinn against Slotums.
Yeah, new blood coming into the scene. Exactly what we need. Keep things fresh. Also to keep things fresh, it's mid-May. It's coming. I feel it's coming.
You feel it?
I can feel it coming.
Next week?
Maybe.
You promise?
I can't promise anything, but...
Gonna promise in front of a lot of people if you did.
Hopefully, it's gonna come out. Doraccio sitting at only 13 CS in this bottom lane. He's getting pressured a lot. Sacred about to crack level 3. Also, Knight thinking about what he wants to get. Disruption. has looked really good, getting that extra damage from the illusions, extra 50.
Bringing over Bane to try and help secure these water runes at the 4-minute mark. So we'll see what Quinn can get, as they really want to keep this Zeus from having any mana. Water rune going to be bottled by Zeus, though, and he outclicked him, and Quinn doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, but he does have that illusory orb to get back to lane.
Knight made a move.
Yeah, Knight picked up the other one.
Nightmare, yeah. With the illusions, he can unsleep himself or wake himself up.
I mean, that was the situation for whichever mid didn't get that water rune. Is Slither and Crush again. Panda gonna fall for second blood here. And yeah, so I was saying Quinn has to walk all the way back to base. It would have been Zeus had Quinn picked up the water rune himself. So big stakes there for that water.
Sky might TP mid, refill Zeus' bottle. Let's see if he... Oh no, never mind. He does have Bounty Rune to work with, so we'll come to the top lane. Sky level 3 doesn't have a point, just a point in Concussive Shot. Now puts one into Arcane Bolt and one into Ancient Seal. You can't really be spamming. Uh-oh, he's in trouble because...
Has to back off. They were stacking while he was
in a lot of trouble here.
Up forward in the lane. Concussive Shot, the silence is in, but the blinding light. Tofu trying to keep eyes on Kaz with the Illuminate. Still staying alive for a while, but the Slither and Crush, they also drop down that Sentry Ward. Ace taking a lot of damage. The Refraction, because the right click from Tofu, but they end up trading Ace. He was so low on health, but somehow just survives long enough to at least get something out of it.
Magic Wand, Power Treads on Strength. Meld buying a little bit more time until Refraction resets. It looked like he was going to die almost immediately,
yeah,
but prolonged that fight for another good 10-15 seconds. Zeus, Slotums is level 6, has Mango to work with.
That would have certainly helped 10 seconds ago.
And that's why we said, don't underestimate Pakaz Templar Assassin.
Really knows his timings, really knows the intricacies of the hero. And right now he's going into the Dragonlance. What's the differences between mid and safe TA, mainly?
You want to pick up Deso before you get Shard most of the time. It also depends how much farm you're getting. As a TA, you're most likely going to get a lot of farm, considering that there's going to be stacking. No ancient stacks yet, but Shadow Demon has been playing the lane, securing the runes, and stacking the big camp.
Pause from Pakaz. Couple of pauses we've had so far. Nothing in that big camp. Ancient camp, I believe, was not stacked.
And the big camp is blocked.
Yeah. And there's stacks in this top end of the jungle, though, for the TA. If you look above the lane. Some stacks being made there by the Sky. So doing everything he can to boost up the TA game, and in their own triangle, they've got a big stack in that big camp, too. So things looking good for Boom. I like where they're at so far. And if they can make a move with this first Thunder God's Wrath, it could start to get the ball rolling.
They need to stay ahead with a lineup like this. Want to utilize Zeus ulti. Slotums doesn't have much mana to work with, even if he pops his Mango. Will not have enough for ulti. Another rune available on his side.
Bounty rune available. Sacred level 4 on this Centaur. A little bit ahead in experience over the Slardar, but they're just about even if you compare the off to off. And Pakaz is going to clean up that stack, but they brought over Celery. They were looking for an Illuminate. And with Doraccio coming in, there's creeps to be had. He comes all the way through. They bail on bottom lane. 4 heroes up top for Gaimin Gladiators.
Well, they can't clear the stacks with Bane, Lifestealer, Coddle, Slardar. They can. But if they don't respond, this is going to be a tower. You have 4 heroes here. Bottom lane is not pressured at all. Sacred did pull the creep wave close to his tower.
Really shocking that they're just kind of looking at conceding this. They may be slow, but Doraccio is going to take that stack in that small camp. So that's not great for the TA, who had to back off. Also, with the pressure on the tier 1 tower, they just allow the tower to go down. No response at all. A little bit surprising considering. But they don't have Stampede. There's no 6 on Centaur. Your supports don't really do a lot this early on in the game.
You would need Zeus to rotate, and it seems like he has other priority right now. Farming the stacks, the big stacks in the triangle. Doraccio
Slowed him down. They've got the silence
5.
and Thunder God's Wrath. He walked into that. He wanted to abuse Picaz, but you paid for it. That's really bad for this Lifestealer. Not sure what the idea was when he was there alone. Ace not over there immediately. Quinn has to go back over mid as he was smoked up, trying to go and find something with Tofu. Celery comes back bottom, but now they've got the Stampede, so they'll have that gap close a little bit more.
Celery could be in trouble here. Knight can set things up.
Doraccio here again. Even he needs to be a little bit careful. Hoof Stomp, Rage. Quinn comes in. Dream Coil, Stampede. The Dream Coil will stun at least wear off as Sacred with the rest of the Stampede trying to run and juke out of Quinn's eyesight. And he does a good job at the beginning, but he's back under the tower and will die.
Buying a little bit more time. Panda on Skyward Mage, about to crack level 6. Not too bad for a position 5 Sky. They do have the burst damage coming out, the extra 30% magic damage coming out from level 3 Silence. With Zeus, could be enough to take down some of these heroes from 100 to 0.
3-3 early on, TA top of the net worth. Picaz up by 300 on his Zeus, up almost 1,000 over the Lifestealer. And like you said, Deso earlier, that's going to be the case. So if you can get there with some speed, you can definitely see Boom starting to play across the river, play aggressive, and look to make smoke moves constantly to shut down this Gaimin Gladiator side.
They need to be able to stay ahead, keep the pressure going. You have Zeus, you have Templar Assassin, Skywrath Mage, the burst damage. Panda is level 6 now. Quinn.
Concussive shot, silence, Mystic Flare, but the damage isn't quite there. Shield Rune for Slotums, but they go and they find the disruption, so he's not jaunting away, but he does have the Waning Rift to get back up out of the high ground.
He is relatively tanky. Safety Bubble, Magic Wand, Infused Raindrop, double null.
So not quite the damage they would have wanted with that Mystic Flare. But the control isn't really amazing for the side of Boom.
Before Sacred gets his Blink Dagger, things are going to be much more difficult to control this puck.
I assume eventually Sky wants Granabatos?
I don't think so in this one. This is more of a position 4 type of a build. Maybe some Glimmer Cape, some Force Staff to push people out of trouble.
Just seems like such a tough...
Oh, never mind. He changes to Road of Atos. We'll see if he commits to it. It's a greedy one.
Yeah, it really is, and I was definitely agreeing with you when I'm thinking about it. Like, how does Sky even farm that much?
Yeah, he doesn't. I'm looking at the top lane. There were 7 CS underneath the tower, and he missed every single one of them. He can't. He just cannot.
Nailed it.
Yeah, we even moved the camera away from it.
Don't show that. So, Sacred backing off as that Radiance is being built. They found Celery. Mystic Flare is down. You may not see it on your screen, but it is there. Panda gets a kill. That's how you could get some more farm going your way when you're missing 7 creeps out of the tower. And another stack. Tofu and Ace are going to work on this with Slither and Crush and the Illuminate. And a good amount of gold going the way of Ace. This should be enough to finish off.
And they stack it one more time.
I think,
like, nah, they're stuck in the box.
Yeah.
But Ace will finish this one off and have a Blink Dagger ready. 12 minutes into the game, double Bracer, Wand, Soul Ring. Almost on top of the net worth. So this is going to be the timing where they will look for a fight. Probably trying to find Zeus because he's the one sitting in the mid lane.
Tofu's super farm, by the way. And I like that he's already going for the Force Staff. He wants that force. He wants to make sure that even if and when Sky gets that Rod of Atos, it's not going to matter. And I think if
they want to break the
sees
combo,
that,
you get initiated on by some TA. Blink, Centaur, push him out of the trouble.
Thunder God's Wrath.
Look at the damage.
Stampede, the damage is high. The Mystic Flare is there, and Ace is dead. Quinn Illusory Orb the other way, but still heavy damage on the Quinn. Will phase shift and jaunt to that Illusory Orb, but man, you can see the quick damage coming out from Boom.
2,000 damage from Zeus instantly. Combine that with Ancient Seal, now 35% more magic damage.
Oh, Celery trying to go through that Twin Gate, but the Nightmare pulled off by Panda, so Celery gonna walk away. Sacred doesn't quite have the damage to do it alone. Double Edge or not. And Picaz went back for the Blink Dagger.
It's also a farming tool when you think about the Blink Dagger jumping between the camps. But we'll pick up that Deso, so for the next 2-3 minutes, he's gonna continue to farm up. XP Rune spawning in 25. There's been a lot of stacking going on, not just in this game, but throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah, it is a stacking patch.
It's been like that for a while. 13 on side of Gaimin and 16 for Boom.
I love the totals on the bottom.
Makes things a lot more easier for us. Baraccio, also we've seen Lifestealer going for like 2 different builds, Armlet into Radiance or straight up Radiance, and also 2 different builds when you're going for the Radiance, picking up Talisman of Evasion, so you can have a bit more survivability in the jungle. Ever since we added 5% more to Talisman of Evasion, the item feels good to buy.
So, it's just about got that Radiance, and they see Celery. Sopkins was invis. They get the kill onto this Bane again. That one for the Zeus, who's going into the Shard, has that Phylactery already, and has the Diadem of Manta.
Because you have too much farm, you want to buy something. Diadem gives you a good amount of stats, +6, and then you can get that 15-minute Shard almost immediately. Radiance about to be completed. Baraccio, 15-minute Radiance.
Not bad. He's had bottom all to himself, but he did go top and end up dying that one time. Didn't really slow him down too terribly, but also it is Radiance before Armor, so it does feel a bit timed earlier. Shard flying out and smoke up here for Boom. We've talked about how they got to keep their foot on the gas, and if they can get Quinn with a silence, they already threw the Illusory Orb.
There's the silence.
Forward. They've got the silence. Now they'll look for the hoof stomp. They miss it.
Silence.
The Ancient Seal, the Mystic Flare. Picaz has the damage for the kill. And it's Picaz who's got that Shard with the initial silence, and once he saw that Illusory Orb go towards him, they knew they had that kill.
I like that Picaz is also changing his item build. Instead of going for Deso immediately, picked up that Blink Dagger, saw the opportunity, no dispels whatsoever on Puck, so he's going to be that initiator. Sacred, Blink,
Crush.
ooh, manages to get it out.
The Crush was in, but could not stop that Blink out from Sacred.
Yeah, blinks out. No casualties.
No casualties for Boom as they'll stay grouped up. I wonder if they're going to just smoke again and try to make something happen. Bottom lane right now, it's just Centaur, and there is that Ob's getting vision for them, so it does see, of course, the Lifestealer, and you can see the Illusory Orb bottom, just cleaning up these creeps and getting a Tier 1 tower. Despite the fact that Boom, they gave up that Tier 1 tower top for free, Picaz has found his farm.
He's been all over the place, farming those stacks. The most farm hero in the game. That's why TA is so popular as a hero right now. And it's one of the fastest farmers in the game. Insane toolkit.
Have not seen a Fiend's Grip just yet. Celery, though, with this Ob, sees both heroes. And now we'll start to back off. They didn't want to go for it, potentially not trusting their damage in going for the blink, having the control, and not just having it get disrupted by the Shadow Demon. So it gives more time for Boom to farm, but and everybody's farming to the point where it is an even net worth game, despite Boom having a 7-3 lead and having some big kills under their belt.
Gaimin Gladiators, they feel comfortable slowing things down, waiting for some dispel mechanics to kick in. Lifestealer going immediately into Manta style. Might be the reason why he skipped Armlet, so that his Manta style comes in earlier, knowing that he's going to be playing into this instant long duration silence from Panda. Panel did talk about the importance of the smokes from Boom, that they need to utilize those correctly. And let's see if they find Quinn before he can get enough money to buy his Blink Dagger. Seems like that's going to be enough, this creep wave. Got it.
Got it. Illusory Orb buys it out, but now in trouble. Hoof Stomp, no, held it on the phase shift. Dream Coil committed Mystic Flare with the silence. There's the Thunder God's Wrath, and Quinn is dead. He got his blink, so he doesn't lose much gold in that death, but it is a good kill for Boom.
Most definitely. This is his second death. We said that there's no dispel mechanic. If he wants to live, he needs to be playing, or Tofu needs to be playing close to him with the Force Staff, push him out of the trouble, going into Glimmer Cape. Tofu, as you mentioned, he's getting a lot of farm. The most farm support in the game. Getting even close to Centaur.
Getting close to Centaur, he did get that Force Staff, and I think that's what Skywrath saw, because now he's going into a Solar Crest.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Rotovatos from 5 is just way too greedy.
So tough.
Like, you're playing for yourself. Instead, you need to provide some utility to the team.
This is a good move here from Gaimin Gladiators.
Love this one. Stealing away Roshan from the Templar Assassin's lineup, who just finished off Deso, so that could have been timing for BetBoom Esports to go in and try to take it. Slardar with level 2 ulti, minus 15 armor, will be enough.
It's slow, but effective. It works. Still a 1K net worth lead. That'll go back down to 0 once this Roche is taken. 20 minutes in. I mean, this is going to be timings. Roche to Torm to Wisdom Rune. It works really well for Gaimin Gladiators, truthfully. The timings. Actually, they can fight. If they even want to fight bottom, they have that Obs vision. They can find a fight bottom, steal the opponent's Torm, get their own if they go that direction. I think there's a lot of options here for Gaimin Gladiators, and they are going to
TP in.
bottom.
Not going to go through the gate.
Link, Slithering Crush. Sacred with the Stampede. Demonic Purge will slow up Duraccio, so they won't be able to get the kill on a Sacred, but the idea is there. Celery down, TPing out. And the idea is definitely to push them away from this point to get to the 20-minute mark.
Steal their Tormy.
Steal Tormy, steal their Wisdom Rune, get your own Wisdom Rune.
They have really good shards. I wish Keeper of the Light gets this one. I mean, they're probably going to get both. Celery is going to be the one picking his up, which means that eventually he's going to get some good amount of farm. 3 points in Brain Sap, stealing some of their stacks, and also holding on to Philosopher's Stone. So Celery is going to catch up. There's going to be a big difference between two supports on each side. The reason why I would love Coddle to pick up that shard is it allows them to play the map differently.
Yeah.
Lifestealer and Slaughter can play it together, get relocated to one side. Suddenly you have 3 heroes in, and with Slaughter Lifestealer combo, you can basically blow up any hero on the map.
They didn't stick around. They left, so no Wisdom Rune stolen. Boom will still have the opportunity to get that. A little bit surprising, but staying there for too long could have cost them something that they didn't want to give up, which is fine. BKB next for the TA, who has this Deso with 0 charges on it. They kind of hit this stride where they were moving and moving and moving, and now it seems like their lineup stagnated a little bit, as in terms of getting kills, they've been kind of stymied out and are losing net worth compared to Gaimin. Like, they are just falling behind. The farming is just way better.
And also in terms of scaling, this lineup from Gaimin definitely outscales what Boom have running. Puck from the mid lane, well, I mean, most exclusively has been played from the mid lane, but this hero scaled so well with his shard that Quinn just picked up. He was waiting. Maybe there was a 50% chance that he gets it from Tormentor, considering that Slaughter is more farmed than him and already has his. So 4 shards already on Gaimin.
Eternal Shroud picked up on Swardar. Using that Southern Crush. Celery spotted. Silence. Killed off with the Thunder God's Wrath. This is exactly what Boom need to do. But unfortunately for them, it's not on a big target.
Allows them to farm even more. Quinn did pick up a big rune. Usually Illusion Rune is kind of the worst one. Sometimes Invis also sucks, but in this one, playing into Sky, playing into Trap Silence, so you will have the spell mechanic to remove that long duration silence, get out of trouble. Having Infest, having Glimmer Cape, Force Staff should be enough until he gets to his own item. Seems like he wants to pop a BKB. as a first item of a choice to be able to get rid of those silences.
Concussive shot on Doraccio, who will just rage and take the tower. Tofu, we've said it time and time again, he is just continuing to farm here, as he's got as much gold as that Centaur. Net worth sitting pretty even. So now with that shard, like you said, Tofu can recall a couple heroes at a time if they're infested. So we'll do what they can as Kaz. Let's try and save the sky for a second. Quinn, though, in Blink with the infest being popped, with the BKB being popped here by Kaz. They look over at Panda, they get the kill to the Skywrath Mage. The Fiend Script's gonna be used here on a Sacred. They get the kill to the Bait, so that will release him. Doraccio even looking to dive even further with this minute left on his Aegis, which does get used. The Sowerbind slows up Kaz as well as the Illusory Orb, but not jaunting to it is Quinn. Doraccio and Ace looking for potentially another moment to jump in on. However, Boom have retreated all the way back to the high grounds.
Yeah. Good usage of the Aegis. They get a kill, will deal some damage to tier 2 tower.
Good amount of damage there from the lifestealer and the puck.
Zeus, of course, kind of hard to have more damage than Zeus early on. But the jump is what Gaimin Gladiators needs to do. They need to be able to lock onto a target. Ideally, you want to jump Shadow Demon, who is... Knight has been having a really good positioning, keeping the distance, using Demonic Purge onto Lifestealer when he jumps in. Even Slardart, you can completely ruin Slardart. He jumps in, Guardian Sprint, it gets dispelled, so he can't run away.
So let's see if Gaimin can continue to knock down Boom. Feels like they have the items to do some damage here. Finally getting some stacks on this Deso is Pakaz, but they need to find a little bit more here to feel effective, and it's just not coming out yet. They have the Pavis finish off on Sky. Slotsmus has had a decent game where he's third on the net worth. As that Manta has that Phylactery with the Shard, of course. Pakaz looking for the MKB next. So will that be enough?
Yeah. Sees Ace with his neutral item. Gossamer Cape, if they can lock onto him with Demonic Purge, as we said, dispel that sprint, and then kill him, because the first strike is gonna miss, and also against Radiance, you gotta need MKB. Lifestealer with Radiance build offsets a lot of matchups.
Yep. So, see if this continues the trend that is for Gaimin Gladiators. Roche is gonna be up in 2 minutes, potentially. See what the extra timing is. As things have quieted down, knowing that Aegis expired on Gaimin. They were pushing bottom when they had that Aegis. Without it, they're just gonna sit back safely, farm for the moment. Again, they can kind of be in a lot of places at once, depending on where the Coddle is.
We did mention offsetting some of these carry-to-carry matchups. Lifestealer with his Aghanim Scepter makes things a lot more difficult for TA. Getting inside of her, disarming, infesting, also being at a lower cooldown. So you might have even 2 charges available in a fight.
Jesus.
20-second cooldown only.
That's kind of scary, because these fights have been lasting that long. So, with a minute left till Roche, next items are going to be potentially coming through. TA's MKB is a bit far away. But maybe the Blink Dagger from Knight shows its face. Solar Crest could be finished for Sky before that next fight. So who's really looking like they've got themselves in a spot to be the higher percentage of taking Roche?
I would say Gaimin. They are going to start playing top lane as soon as that fast Roshan timer could be expected. Just to make sure that... Oh, there's an Observer Ward, half HP.
That'll be killed.
Celery will get the money. Ace finishes it off. They take that Roche now super quickly. Corrosive Haze, level 2, as it was last time. But Doraccio does have much more items, and they also have Gem. Very important to get rid of these traps.
To be able to keep yourself from getting silenced in these fights, that's what helped Pakaz get a couple of these pickoffs earlier on. Net worth sitting at about even. It's a long Roche. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. So that actually puts it bottom. That's really rough. But moves it bottom here, and with it being a long time, I know both teams are going to start to migrate over. The side of Gaimin Gladiators have been here the longest, and how much of the map are they really getting if they're just sitting around waiting for Roche? That being said, pucks over mid, the rest of Boom not really farming. TA showing, but getting the creep wave, and that's pretty much it. Throw a trap in the pit, see that Roche isn't there, continue to farm, and see what they can get set up for the next Roche fight. Psychic Headband is chosen there for Panda, so he'll have the silence from a little bit further away. He can stay out of the eyes of Gaimin Gladiators. Wants to be as far away from the Blink, Slither, and Crush from Ace as possible.
They still have trap inside a Roche pit, so they can see exact timing when Roshan respawns. Gaimin Gladiators, they don't know. So Braccio with that gem will get rid of the trap. Remove that vision. Oh, Panda. He plants down Observer Ward, but it has been spotted. Immediately gets dewarded.
It just gives them this opportunity with the MKB now to maybe take a fight on Boom. They know the information. They see Braccio right there. Can they kill him? The rest of the team sitting behind Pakaz in some interesting spots to stay in these trees. But GG doing the same.
A lot of scouting. These illusions, traps. Zeus has ulti available. They need to get the jump. Clock with the BKB now. 9-second BKB available on Quinn.
So Roche in 40 seconds, and I think
very interactive gameplay. Everybody playing top for the last 3 minutes.
And nobody doing anything to each
happening.
other.
Yep. I mean, Roshan is going to respawn now. It's one of the longer spawns. And seems like they're going to give up on it and play the bottom part of the map. They're prepping. They see 5 seconds.
And they'll start to withdraw from top and go to bottom. Boom, kind of have to get the memo that this is going on. And the only one who's got a TP right now is the Scott. So that's kind of rough. But the scan hits. They know that Gaimin Gladiators are here, so let's take this.
Yeah,
let's take this stalemate
bottom of the map to take a fight. Take it to the bottom. Looks much better. Now they need to set up some vision.
And it's daytime now. Braccio sees Pakaz, who's got the refraction. Blink, Hope Stomp on it too. They look over. They've got the Thunder God's Wrath with the damage, but now the right click's coming through out of the Centaur. Mystic Flare not doing enough damage because it was anti-synergy with the disruption. They look to try and get the kill onto Sacred. They finally get him, but the animals at Braccio. Braccio does have buyback with the BKB, running out on Pakaz. They look over at Ace with a blinding light thrown from Tofu onto the TA. It's not going to be enough to stop him from running down Ace and getting the kill to the Slardar. They find themselves Celery. They've got him signed up with the Ancient Seal. They'll buy back on Braccio, which seems like
I don't think they're going to get anything out of this buyback.
Yeah, with Ace not having it, I feel like it's a wasted buyback if they don't fight Roche.
Let's see if they're going to reset or if Boom, speaking of damage, Quinn trying to buy time, wants to get something out of this buyback so they can reset. 40 seconds without Ace. Zeus scouting things out. Braccio, he needs to fall back.
Kaz not doing the damage yet, but we know that 2 heroes are dead. They're not committing to this Roche just yet. Now they'll have Bane up, and in 15 seconds they've got the Slardar. Boom. Thought they might have committed a little bit quicker, knowing that they've got the Desolator and the minus armor and what it takes to take this Roche. Albeit not too fast, but the earlier they would have taken it, the better, as Gaimin Gladiators are now setting up back in position.
He can be relocated immediately by Tofu. He's doing that.
Recalling in, bringing Ace over, but it's not going to be in time. Roche's banner picked up. Do Gaimin Gladiators choose to fight this?
Pakaz, not the one who's going to hold the Aegis.
It's going to be the Zeus. Maybe they trust that Pakaz is not going to die in this. Slotum's also not a lot of mana. Ace jumping in. Nightmare for a second. Avoid that concussive shot. Tofu throwing the Illuminates over. Braccio spotted. Rage avoiding the hoof stomp. But Draccio's in a really bad position.
Virgil already.
He's in some trouble. Infest into Ace. Thunder God's Wrath stopping the blinks. They want to keep up with these heroes. BKB popped by Quinn, doing some damage on the Slotum, so he doesn't really mind if he dies. He'll come back full health, full mana with the Aegis in his hands. Blink Slither Crush coming through from Ace with Dyrachyo infested in him. Solar's going to be silenced up. They get the kill on the Tofu. They'll end up losing Knight. The right click's coming out from Akaz, but the Slither Crush once again. Now they'll get Sloptrons, but he's coming back full health, full mana. They lose Quinn. Doesn't have buyback, but Kaz doesn't have the Aegis. Slither and Crush, Sacred in trouble. Double Edge once again. They've got the silence on Dyrachyo, who's going to pop that Manta to try and get on to this Templar Assassin.
He's doing a lot of work.
Ace doing a lot of work to try and get Panda. Will finish him off there too. But Kaz left alone. Sloptrons doesn't want to help to fight.
Refraction.
The Radiance is burning. The Infest is popping. They get that kill on Kaz, and that works out somehow for Gaimin Gladiators.
Ace is doing way too much in these fights. He's getting multiple crushes off. I want to see how many times did he use that Slitherian crush?
It is on my screen.
So six times. So quite a lot. And he can't be focused. They try to focus him down with Aghanim Scepter, with Shard, and Craggy Coat. His armor is through the roof. He has 50+ armor if he uses Toughen Up.
It felt like with the second life of Zeus, 6 times. It felt like with the second life of Zeus, he didn't want to fight. Sacred was dead. They'd lost Panda, but didn't even try at the end of that fight
Very disconnected fight. Zeus was already down to almost no mana, no HP, so Knight getting focused by Dyrachyo. This is the crucial point, not allowing him to get multiple saves off in a fight. And yeah, look at Ace. He's sitting there in the middle. They try to focus him down and figure out, well, this guy's not taking damage. He's in the middle of 2 heroes, and Dyrachyo with the slow Radiance burn, that mischance, can see that they had no mana left on 2 supports. Panda also dying off immediately. If you get caught inside of 1 stun from Slaughter, you're basically dead, and Pakaz unable to TP out.
At this point,
By
Zeus
TP out,
is full health, full mana.
Yeah, blink out. Zeus did not want to take part in that one. As long as this game goes like late, super late, Gaimin Gladiators, they're gonna outscale them.
So with a fight like that, Gaimin Gladiators don't really lose much for losing the Roche. They actually kind of gain from that. So Pakaz, Arcane Blink next for him, or at least that's the thought at the moment. We'll see how this kind of goes on, because technically with Aegis it was a team wipe. Obviously Zeus has that second life, he's able to walk away, but everybody died on Boom at some point. And for the most part, Quinn died pretty early in that fight.
He did, yeah. Quinn also deals quite a lot of damage, having Parasma, having Enchanted Quiver, level 20 talent, lowering the cooldown. They do see him.
Will-O-Wisp, Slither and Crush, Knight's dead.
Will-O-Wisp is such a good tool to deal with Centaur Stampede. Like, you might get it procced 2 times. And also, speaking of control, Slaughter with his level 20 talent, Slithering Crush damage, he one-shots creep waves with his Shard. Now, time
jumping in, Slither and Crush once again. Pab is going to be placed there on to Sacred, but he's solar bound. Right clicks from Pakaz trying to do the damage onto Dyrachyo. They'll force staff back Sacred. They've got the Demonic Purge, the Infest into Ace. And Ace is the one who's the biggest problem right now. When the attention is on Dyrachyo, it almost feels like he's a bit of a decoy. So they'll take the Will-O-Wisp. It's going to make it even harder for them to run away with the Shiva's finished for Ace.
Love this Shiva's Guard pickup. They don't have anything to reduce the healing. It's more going to be for a vision, because they don't have any vision whatsoever. They want to be able to get that jump, find these supports in the back lines, kill them off immediately.
Blink, Slither and Crush coming through into Pakaz. He'll pop the BKB. Dyrachyo hitting away.
Not dealing
needs
the
the
damage.
help. Force staff back. Now the silence.
Never mind.
Dyrachyo low. Thunder God's Wrath dead for 2 minutes. You got to remember, he bought back in the previous fight. Can Ace salvage this one like he did the last? Dream Coil on to 3. Ace getting away from the right clicks coming out from Pakaz. Slither and Crush once again. Nobody dead on the side of Boom just yet, but they've got this Will-O-Wisp with 3 more shots. Ace trying to TP out. The Hope Stomp's not going to be in time, so he escapes.
Hurricane Pike. Dyrachyo's going to be dead for hundreds
A while.
seconds. He did buy back in the previous fight.
Yep.
It looked like they were dealing no damage, and then Hurricane Pike from Templar Assassin, those raining Desos. It's time to make
Found
some
Tofu. Or did they? Tofu just runs away. Sacred stampeding and just kind of ran in a circle while being stationary.
Zeus with double ulti, Refresher now available on him. if they're the ones getting the jump, they should have better vision. Did they lose the gem?
Yeah,
they don't have the gem now in Gaimin Gladiators, so that's going to be a problem.
They just bought a new one.
Not going to be a problem anymore, apparently.
They heard you.
You need to see the
this is going to be a problem. Quinn getting away from Kaz. Arcane Blink. Courier going to the secret shop.
Because thinking about what he wants to pick up as his neutral item, would love to see the choices.
That's the one thing. In the next patch, hey, Ice Frog, just let us from an observer position just see the choices that they have. Yeah. And he goes into Aviana's Feather.
Not sure who Aviana was, but this item, this feather is pretty good. Might be some like random city pigeon. 25% evasion.
Just flying above. I don't know, maybe Aviana was an eagle.
That sounds like the name for an eagle.
Yeah. Sharp talons. BKB for Sacred next. Daedalus is what Pakaz has his eyes on. Bane picked up an axe.
Philosopher's Stone has been holding the shard. He's the one that received that shard first.
God's Wrath. Sees Quinn. Trap not in time, but Panda gonna stick with this illusory orb. Quinn, he's got TP. Not using it yet. Risky, but... Oh. Silence, Dream Coil. Risky or baiting? Looking for Panda. Trying to get this kill. The Dream Coil lasted forever. They finally have the silence with the Mystic Flare with the BKB pop by Quinn. Now, can they finish him off?
He can't
got the silence from the trap. They'll get the kill. They'll take out Quinn.
They just lost the gem again. It's
right.
going to be a problem that they don't have a gem.
I've heard this one before.
Nobody picked it up, though.
Super recently. So, Four Staff.
They have the vision of their own gem. Somebody is on the mission. It's going to be Quinn with the courier to try to go and pick it up.
And nobody picked up that gem. Not going to be a problem anymore.
Yeah, all good.
Nobody's going to be here.
Sacred could land a two-man stun here.
Disruption, setting up.
He's waiting.
Holding the hoof stomp, gets it onto two. Now they've got Sawtooms coming through. Will-O-Wisp is going to be committed to this early because they need to be able to get the control. Ooh, hits onto the Templar Assassin, but it doesn't matter. Tofu's dead. They've got the silence with the Ancient Seal with the Mystic Flare, but it was in front of him. The damage is enough still with Sacred right there. And he's got no buyback. Neither does Quinn. Boom up out of the high ground now.
They might even want to go for tier 4s, deal some damage. They still have double glyph available, tier 2 tower in the mid and top lane, so that's going to buy them a little bit more time, but because damage, he definitely has it.
Unless they
I don't know if they want to glyph this one. Probably needs to save it.
Boom try to force the glyph by going for 4s, with backdoor setting in, now being off. They'll have this set of racks at least, but Boom, knowing that Roche is up soon, may not want to put too much on the line. So Tofu pinging that gem is now dropped again. So Quinn has it in his arsenal once more. So Roshan, 40 seconds. There's a trap in there. No Sardar for 30 seconds, but he'll be alive and will have probably a similar situation to the last.
Can't recall him. They need to push out this bottom lane. They killed bottom set of barracks, so that lane is always going to push in.
Mid being pushed out. Ooh. Dota plus probability.
63%.
Oh, okay. 57%.
Okay, what happened? The Radiant
yeah, wait,
Scan,
what happened?
They got 4% to win. Scan didn't even connect.
That was a huge shift. For losing racks, I mean, gaining percentage feels pretty good. Interesting.
Butterfly now available on Pakaz. He got rid of the boots. Was thinking about getting Daedalus, but evasion plus Aviana's Feather should bring you up to 51% evasion.
Silence of the trap. Sacred going in with the hoof stomp. Oh, found Quinn. Pop the BKB, but they get the kill to Tofu. They've got the Fiend's Grip with that egg, so this is going to be a lot of control to Pakaz to take him out of the fight in terms of damage, but they still were able to get Celery, so both supports died. They buy back a Tofu. They've got the Sosa Slither Crush, the Mystic Flare, the Disruption save. Pakaz back out. Will-O-Wisp down. Force-Staff on the edge, but he's not out just yet. They'll look over his Awesome. They get the Kona Sacred. He's going to buy back as well, but the right clicks coming in from the Hurricane Pike of Pakaz. Sacred needs to find a way back in. He goes over to the outpost. Quinn as well as Ace and Duraccio don't have a lot of life to work with, but there's the waning rift forward. They get the Kona Sacred once more. Pakaz starting to put the damage out there. Quinn ends up falling. Duraccio might be next. Ace is here to try and help him. There's the Infest into Sacred, but it's only looking like it's going to deter the inevitable as they look over at Ace. They look over at Duraccio. This should be a full team wipe, but Quinn comes back into the fight with a
Hurricane Pike.
Sacred, double edge, right clicks, Pakaz, ultra kill. Someone give this man a rampage. It's going to be the illusory or the buyback for Duraccio that might stop him from getting this, and the TP's not going to be committed to. And Pakaz just absolutely output so much damage in that fight.
I wanted to say 15,000, but I always lie. So 11,000, almost 12,000 damage coming out from Pakaz. He can't be focused. Having this refraction plus level 25 talent, 13 refraction instances, and having 7-second cooldown on that arcane blink. Every second hit does miss. Having Butterfly and Aviana's Feather, plus also having Shadow Demon with the Demonic Cleanse on top of him, plus also providing a little bit of a save, buying time with the Disruption.
And they almost got him. The Force Staff didn't quite get him out of the Will-O-Wisp, and that was their opportunity, but they just could not capitalize.
And now it's Roche time. This Roshan belongs to BetBoom Esports. This is Refresher. This is Roshan's banner. We talk about Refreshers. I want to see who's going to pick it up.
I think
already has his. So probably Centaur, double Stampede, double BKB Shivas. Sounds nice. It could even be Pakaz with the BKB if he wants to swap something out.
Yeah. I was even thinking maybe Knight with the double Demonic Purge.
He can. He was also going for Aghanim Scepter, but decided to buy Aeon Mist. Wants to have a little bit more protection.
So Refresher picked up by Pakaz. He's also...
He's like, yeah, I need to get rid of this shitty item. Drops it on the floor immediately.
So let's take a look at this replay once again, and you'll see on the edge of this Will-O-Wisp that ends up coming through the Fiend's Grip too.
They were not ready immediately. 2 TPs are coming out from Gaimin. Tofu already had to expand his buyback. Died immediately. And this is the...
close it gets the disruption. You can barely see it, but it's there. And then just on the edge, but look at the damage. They just don't have it.
And then he blinks on top of it, playing,
I think,
around the Will-O-Wisp. Not getting in. These traps, small instances of silences, and then he's going to start to focus down even more heroes. Tofu again getting 2-shot by him.
If I saw correctly, I think Panda had the Psychic Headband at this fight, and that's what pushed Ace away from Pakaz as he tried to go in on the edge of that Will-O-Wisp. So that pushed him far enough away where he doesn't get to commit to going for that kill. Because now he's got the telescope, but before he did have the Psychic Headband. I didn't quite see it there. But Roche's banner. Pushing these creeps forward. 2 bones on that banner. Like, that is a banner that shows hard.
Such a cool item. Spell immune, by the way, 24 HP.
I just know you
This creature does not feel the effects of most magical spells. Level 0, it says.
You love Roche's banner.
It's time to go for the high ground. They even gave Aegis to Sacred, so... Not just that, they also gave him Refresher. Pakaz is pretty happy with his items so far. Can still build into Aghanim Scepter, Moonshard, Refresher, a lot of gold that he can spend. His buyback is also super costly, 3,000 gold.
Top tier 2. Nice outer tower here for the side of Gaimin Gladiators is gone. Eggs next for Quinn. And he's almost level 25, so he's going to kind of hit a pretty solid timing. With the upgraded Dream Coil and the Dream Coil piercing debuff immunity. It's a big upgrade to that. Low down 16K. It's kind of rough. Amplified damage on Pakaz.
The big one is Corrosive Haze is undispellable. Level 25 talent. That talent is super good. So you're going to keep vision of the hero. Multiple Manta styles. What a time to be alive. 2024, Zeus with Manta style and then Shadow Demon creating illusions, pushing the high ground.
We used to have, what, 4 years ago, the illusion meta? It was just Luna, Shadow Demon.
Illusion meta seems to be meta every single time. Dragonite with Manta style has been popular for the last year or so.
Do wonder what all the quote metas are. There's Zoo, Illusion, Stacking, Snowball, Death Ball. There's a lot of different metas. Which one do you fall under?
This is high ground meta as well.
That is true.
Because is bringing something on his career. Moonshard for now.
So while we wait for this last push, potential last push, I don't want to speak so definitively. Rude of me.
25 on puck. Now he didn't go for Dream Coil, goes through debuff immunity.
Quinn, Blink, Hoof Stomp. Used phase shift, so Quinn's going to be able to walk away. They drop down the Will-O-Wisp. They've got Ace waiting for his moment to blink in with the Slithering Crush. Kaz taking out the Will-O-Wisp and Sacred on the high ground. These Illusions will push. Not the lane they really need to be going for, but Sacred was looking at Quinn. Dream Coil even committed. The damage being done here onto the sky. With the Yules, though, the disruption, they've saved him. The hoof stomp out of the backlines. They've got the silence on the 3. Uh-oh, that's going to be BKB popped here by Quinn, going to the back to get Tofu. Fiend's Grip on Kaz again, taking this damage out of the mark, but he's got himself that Wind Waker. He's going to blink out of the backlines. They've got Sacred with the BKB, but that runs out. Thunder God's Wrath once again. The silence on Duraccio as he's going to try and run away, but he's in some trouble, stunned up. Right clicks, raging, trying to get onto Sacred and take out the Aegis. And even with the rage, he just survives.
So
Quinn, though, is dead for 2 minutes to Slotums.
He does not have buy for another minute. Looking at his gold, he does have it available. Only level 19 on Keeper of the Light. 25 on Puck. He doesn't even have, never mind.
Long.
He needs some extra gold, so might be time for BOOM Esports to close out this game.
Ace with the Infest looking for a Pop Nemo moment, as that will be a Meld Strike coming his way, but he's infested looking for the right opening. 20 seconds till they've got Kato back, but this is the mid-center axe gone. Top lane looking like it's next. And it might be Mega Creeps that they're going to be going up against. Instead, they go to the backlines, they take out Panda. He's dead for 100. Duraccio needs to get out of this one, but they landed the disruption on Ace. They go to the Stampede. They even silenced up the Bane. Celery trying to run, Ace trying to stand his ground. 4 heroes around him, and now it's going to be rough as Pakaz goes up onto the high ground, uses that Hurricane Pike out of Duraccio. They've got themselves Fiend's Grip once again. Duraccio now trying to put some damage in. They've got themselves a Will-O-Wisp. Is it going to be enough? Not looking likely. Though, Slotums ends up dead. BKB popped by Sacred, focusing his attention onto the Bane. The Infest was used. They've got the Abyssal Blade. That's going to lock down Pakaz. They get that kill on the Templar Assassin. Now they're going to look over at this Centaur. Sacred trying to get away from this, but there's nowhere for him to go. Knight trying to TP out. There's nothing to stop that. 4 heroes dead on the side of Boom. And somehow, even without Quinn, Gaimin Gladiators hold.
Oh, this nullifier making a lot of difference in a fight, allowing them to focus on the target. So Wind Waker, all these Force Staffs, it's not going to come into the play. And again, it is Ace and Duraccio carrying these fights. Tofu using multiple times Chakra Magic onto Slardar so that he has it almost immediately ready.
How is it that Ace is surrounded?
Yeah, he's not dying.
Fine.
He has way too much magic resistance holding onto Martyr's Plate and way too much armor. 51 armor already. What's his magic resistance? 62% magic resistance.
Knight, nullified, infested. Uh-oh. Will-O-Wisp as well. Knight needs to get away. Blinding Light. The Illuminate, the buybacks, they're committing. Uh-oh, Tofu, he's getting low. They've got themselves a hook stop out of Duraccio. They'll bring in Slotums. This Will-O-Wisp isn't going to be enough to stop them from getting this kill with the Thunder God's Wrath. They will also take out Tofu, who had left, but he didn't have a lot of life to work with. Both those heroes, however, for Gaimin Gladiators do have buyback, and with those buybacks extended from Boom,
I want to see if they go mid and try to force a buyback, and then maybe if they can get another kill, try to close out the game. But this is anyone's game to take.
Buybacks all available, but Quinn's.
And
for Gaimin Gladiators, they have the advantage.
Ace is super farmed, holding on to this Moon Shard. He can lock onto a target, and you're not gonna move with all this attack speed.
Boomer pressuring for this, but Kato uses the buyback. Duraccio, they want to force his.
They want the big one.
But Roche is potentially up in 10 seconds. Going for Mega Creeps is so risky when you don't have buyback. They drop down The Dream Coil, not doing a lot at the moment. The Will-O-Wisp was there. The blink, oh, the instant silence! The hook's on the buyback from Wallachia. And now, Sacred gonna force the BKB out.
That's what they wanted.
Away.
They wanted to get that one out. That's the big one. No Roshan for 2.5 minutes.
So buybacks used. Now Roche, it's a long timer. I want to say that it doesn't really benefit with where the buyback numbers are at for Boom. It doesn't benefit them for being even longer away because going to the Divine Ray here.
Switching. He's switching it out. You know, what does this do?
Ooh, it's cool and
going
blue.
for the damage, more damage. Deso still gonna keep that one. Doesn't have buyback available for the next 6 minutes, just in case he wants to swap something out. Put the BKB in the backpack, have Deso available once he pops the BKB. And it's also going to be good for the finish for killing those buildings quickly. Roshan.
Minute 45.
Minute 45. So that means it's going to be on Dire side.
Yeah, it's back top. How often do you have games where it switches spots so much?
I just want to know, Quinn, he didn't pick up that Dream Coil goes through debuff immunity.
That's a little surprising.
This is the big one.
The Waning Rift radius and max distance. Okay.
They also have means to break the coil with Blinding Light, so it could be pretty big.
With Blinding Light?
Yeah, maybe we can get an interview if they manage to win the series. To ask them about it, because that one's definitely interesting. Or if we can have percentages of talent choices.
Ooh.
I don't know if we have the technology to see it, but I believe it's 95 plus to go for that other talent.
Boom fully committing to going top through the Twin Gate, which is a little bit shocking because if it wasn't max time Roche, then this could be so risky to go top. So they are staying. They threw a couple through the Twin Gate. I was a little surprised that they would commit to that because as long as it wasn't full-time Roche, it would stay down here bottom. But because it's the longest Roche, it's going top. Because this is going to be Ag's Blessing for Roche. Whoa. Ace. Wolf Stomp, BKB, Duraccio looking for his opening to come through. They got the Slither Crush on a Sacred as well as because they're looking for the Dream Core, but they got the Hex of the Thunder God's Wrath. BKB's going to be popping a win here. Now they look over Duraccio, but the Dream Core is going to be hitting onto the Templar Assassin. They'll infest in onto Mikaz as well. The Thunder God's Wrath comes out once again. They're going to bring over Duraccio off to the side with the Lotus Orb. They're going to get themselves the Abyssal Wave bouncing back onto Duraccio. The Silence hits onto 2. It's going to be on the Ace. We'll throw that Slither Crush out, but the damage coming out from Mikaz is way too much for them to handle. Duraccio ends up falling. Ace on the run. The trap hits. He's silenced for a second. Needs to get out of here. Meanwhile, Knight collecting Lotuses while Quinn's going to go after him. Feels a little bit like multitasking, but he does end up staying alive.
They got the big one. Duraccio does not have buyback for another 4.5 minutes, and they're drawing on a minimap, thinking about going. Who was that? That was Sacred. Thinking about going in and maybe taking the fight 4v5. Not many buybacks available, 4 out of 10.
So Roche up top with Aegis Cheese and Ag's Blessing. It was funny that Knight was, while they kept chasing, Knight was collecting Lotuses.
This is the Templar Assassin Aegis. Last time it was Sacred who picked it up.
Ags for Slotums.
Double Nimbus available. I thought it was going to be Cart for Centaur. There was a game yesterday, or earlier in the morning. This day has been pretty long, so...
Was that today?
Was it today when they used the cart and the game just ended? They saw... Was it yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday? All right.
Today's been long, but not over 24 hours. Knight, Ags, Slotums, Ags. So yeah, Knight's level 24 as well.
He wants second Divine Rapier, it seems like.
Let's see.
So on the card, no, it's Daedalus or Pakaz.
Will-O-Wisp will die. Ace looking for an opening, trying to hold for 30 more seconds to wait for Duraccio to be back up. Double gem for Gaimin Gladiators. They want to be able to see all these traps making sure that they don't fall into a silence that gets them killed. But the Ancient Seal as well as the Hex, they've got themselves the Mystic
Nice
Flare.
for a
They look
second.
over at Quinn.
Gives him enough time.
BKB,
Pass,
oh, Quinn! He's not gonna live! Sacred gets the kill! Was it Sacred's Retaliate with the Dream Coil that killed him? Quinn's gonna be forced to buy back anyway, so he comes back into the fight. Dyrachio is gonna be respawning, and now, boom, they're starting to leave.
I think he hit him with 2 hits from 2 melts, actually, so he bashed him for 2 seconds.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
Retaliate.
Yeah, the Retaliate finished him off. He was in the Dream Coil.
All right, I want to see that one again, if possible. Now they're going to be playing against Mega Creeps. Buybacks.
God.
They don't have it. Dyrachio, 2.5 minutes. 1 minute 20 seconds for Templar Assassin. Still holding the Aegis.
3 minutes. Seeing how much that Divine Rapier damage does. Amplified damage, the blue sparkles on Pakaz, only adding to how much hurt he puts on the Gaimin Gladiators. Blink, Swither Crush, Blinding Light. Got the Will-O-Wisp. Rolls up into the air, trying to get the Stampede. Pakaz with the amplified damage still. Illuminate not really doing anything. The right click from Pakaz is starting to really annoy Gaimin Gladiators. He's level 30, he's got everything available to him, so a 1 second melt
Look
hit
at all
bash.
stuff. Solar Crest, Echo Shell on top of him. And all these refraction instances, 50% evasion. Very difficult to hit him. MKB in quick buy for Dyrachio, but that's going to be a long time until he can get it.
So it's going to be 60 minutes again. So let's take a look at this. I'm almost certain he gets Dream Coiled here.
There's the bash.
And then their Retaliate once he jaunts out is going to get him. Yeah.
Yeah, he got him with Retaliate. That was pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
Sacred. I mean, it's not like he did much. He just existed. But Quinn killed himself there.
Sometimes existing's enough. Never question the existence.
Ooh, level 25 Shadow Demon. 2 charges of Disruption. 2 charges on Demonic Cleanse, Demonic Purge. A lot of buttons to click for Shadow Demon.
30 seconds, and we will have tier 5s again. Bring back Fallen Sky. That's all I'm saying.
TA with Ballista. Let's go.
See what they end up getting. 8 seconds here. So, cleaning up the creep waves, but Boom are going to have all the aggressive positioning. They do have Bane out.
He's going on
Top.
a mission.
Did he buy a Midas this time? No, he does
doesn't
not have the gold for it this time around.
Smoked himself with the ninja gear. Let's see what he's going to be able to find. Oh, good camp to farm.
Let's see. Brain Sap, gonna wait on that. All right. Nobody pushing yet, so we're good. Mirror Shield for the Zeus, nothing there on that one. We've seen somebody go the entire length of a lane and not get anything from any of the camps. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again. Just saying. Thundergod's Wrath. Oh, Quinn. They might have him. The hoof stop. They've got him.
No buy on
Oh,
him.
no. Quinn just killed. I thought this was just happening to farm there.
Deso 2 on Templar Assassin. This is 4v5 for 2 minutes. Pirate Hat now on Lifestealer.
Arcane Blink in. Dyrachio might be next. He's going to be hexed for a moment. Infest
It's time to focus
into
down
the
tower.
TA. Blink, Slither, and Crush. Now the Yule's up into the air. He's got the Lotus Orb on himself, so it's hard to really get in there and try and get this lockdown. One bash coming out from Ace. He's trying to right-click away. He's going to be silenced up with the Ancient Seal. He's popped that BKB. The Slither Crush once again, but Sando's doing too much damage. They're trying to finish him off, trying to finish off the game. Pakaz jumps in. He's got a kill on Ace, who's going to buy back. They take the tier 4, and now they've got this huge creep wave coming in. Dyrachio trying to do all he can. He's starting to right-click down Sacred pretty heavily with BKB. He's standing his ground. He's so tanky. Gaimin Gladiators, they've got themselves Glyph. And it's now Sacred going to be pushed back thanks to the Blinding Light, but Pakaz focusing the throne as well as getting the kill on a Tofu. He throws some shots onto the throne, throws some shots out of Gaimin Gladiators. Dyrachio now going in with the Infest, but they should be able to get the game and will. Boom! With an upset over Gaimin Gladiators in game number 1, we'll have a series lead.
Want to see how that's going to be played out, but yeah, Pakaz, he's been popping off. We mentioned that he played really mean Templar Assassin in the previous game, and I know that this guy loves to play troll, so this game, all eyes on him. It's a bit of on a slower side. He goes for, most of the time, this Battle Fury build, no shenanigans. We've seen some Mjolnir pickups, full Mjolnirs, as we like to call it, into a BKB. That build comes online slightly faster, but Battle Fury preps you for super late game, and then you get SNY. This is the core build. You're playing against Axe, wants to have that status resistance against Berserker's Call.
Yeah, Picaz saw that tier list and took it personally.
Yeah, they put him on a C tier, and he had the best TA performance. I don't recall seeing that good of a TA game. Somebody that popped off completely.
Yeah, they might have to revise that list after this series. Definitely could be the case here, as we do see the Darkseer 4th pick. It was maybe a little bit unexpected with the Darkseer with what they were up against in Hoodwink, TA, Clock, and Clinks at that point. But do you like the Darkseer pick?
Well, Darkseer paired up with Tusk, a lot of kill threat, making illusions of these range heroes is gonna feel good. Quinn has been pinged out. After seeing that TA performance, Quinn was like, okay, I wanna bang it out. Ace, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Let's see if they have anything to stop the TP with. Zeus has Bolt, potentially, if he wants to go for it, but nah, gonna lose too much out on the XP. Needs to run back to the mid lane.
They already showed shards with the Tusk. Kai's gonna block a little bit here as Slotum's ready to take on Quinn again on this Zeus. So they saw it work game 1. They'll come back to it game 2. This time they're going up against TA. Some battery assault coming through onto these boom heroes, and Braccio on this position 1 Clinks. The shards are in a really decent spot. Forces Braccio to TP to the tier 1 though. So he didn't go back to base or anything.
Once they hit level 2, with either Tag Team or Snowball, it is very mana costly for Knight, so he needs to bring some extra mana regen. But Clinks can be very difficult hero to kill. He is super tanky, death pack once you get to those 2 charges, but even 1 charge plus a magic wand can make a big turnaround play.
So we'll have to keep an eye on the bottom lane, see how that goes. And then position 1 Clinks, what are your thoughts on that?
Really loving it. Braccio did mention it in an interview that he stole it from Chinese teams. It looks really good. You're building into Gleipnir, some Dragonlance, you become super active early on. You have tower damage. Knight, he's in a lot of trouble here unless he gets some help. Sacred's gonna help out. All right, I got a question for you, B-Cup.
Yeah,
how many axes are in the top lane?
Whirling Axe, the 2 axes that Picaz are holding, the axe that Axe is holding, and Axe, so 5 axes.
What about Axe as a hero?
Yeah, Axe, the axe he's holding, the 2 axes that Troll is holding is 4, and then the Whirling Axes is 5.
And Quelling Blades. You're wrong.
All right, so
2 Quelling Blades, so the answer is 7.
okay. It's a blade. Does it say axe in the description?
Does that look like a blade or an axe to you?
Radiant's middle tower is under
I concede. I concede. 7 it is. I thought I was smart for a second. I really caught on. Whatever. You got me. So level 2 here for Boom. That's where we were kind of expecting maybe a move to come out.
Yeah, one of the toughest questions I was ever asked. How many stuns does Earthshaker have? So then you start counting and you're like, wrong. Whatever you answer is kind of wrong.
Good bushwhack. Panda now in trouble. The battle hunger is on him. He'll die for first blood.
Oh, he's gonna be very close, but not gonna die. That extra stats that he brought. Circlet, double branches. Good start for Axe.
To get to lane at all. That was pretty rough. Couple of shots through onto the Zeus. He's 15-0 to the 18-1 of Quinn. Quinn, as the game kind of progressed, it was a little rough for him on that puck. So we'll see. Braccio on Clinks, 4 Radiant wins, 6 picks. As they get Tofu, but Picaz now on the run. Battle Hunger. Is it going to be enough to kill him? Not looking likely, as Ace now will spin once, but start to walk away.
And he does have Healing Salve available. Didn't even pop a Fairy Fire. So in terms of CS, they're pretty equal. 13-6, 14-6 on Troll. Quinn is the one having that extra CS in the mid lane, playing against Zeus, of course. So you need to stay a little bit further away from Templar Assassin. Both of them will refill the bottle.
So we'll see when this gets to level 6 for Slotums. As we saw in the previous game, that he wanted to throw out that Thunder God's Wrath as quickly as possible. Knight and Sacred, they're going to cut the creep wave now, feeling confident with 3 levels.
Knight doesn't have anything yet. Puts a point in Snowball. Still has another one available.
Doesn't really have the mana for everything. But goes to the Snowball, avoids the battery assault.
That's
now
level 2
Sacred,
battery. Quite a lot of damage.
Gonna be
Ratio.
enough. Surge. Oof.
Oh, Sacred.
He surged the Tusk, but now he's kind of off alone here. And forced to TP back to his tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
Battery Assault doing more work than the Ion Shells at the moment. But still, Darkseer's got 24 CS. Axe only 19, but not too far behind. Not terrible. Another bushwhack on a Panda. Kind of frustrating this Phoenix.
Yeah. Tofu having a trouble landing the bushwhacks. Too many axes in the lane. They cut down all the trees.
Okay. I looked over your way and I couldn't not laugh. I try to keep it straight face sometimes with you. But 7 axes up there. I don't know. How do you juggle them all? Cogs around on Sacred. This battery assault is killer. And by killer, I mean he's
Actually
dead.
killed him, yeah.
I didn't think that was going to be enough. Wow.
So, solo kill for Celery. Getting some extra XP from that one.
And getting a lot of extra XP for that one by himself.
Sometimes it's all you need on this 5 Clockwork. A lot of the times you'll see Clockwork 10 minutes in, not having hook shot available.
Slotums picks up that bounty rune and will heavenly jump away, but Bushwhack, Blood Grenade, a Meld Strike, and that'll do it.
You never could.
Gaimin Gladiators coming out of the gates, roaring this time around. Things looking way different than game number 1. Boom. In game 1, they started with a heavy pace, and this is...
They can't play aggressive with Ratio in the bottom lane anymore. He does have 2 charges of Death Pact, 2 Healing Lotuses, Magic Wand, so that's why they're playing so aggressive onto them right now.
Forced to surge away that Tusk again.
Tusk might need to forfeit this lane.
Yeah.
Might need to pick up the XP rune, stack the Ancient Camp, and make a rotation somewhere else. Because things are not working out in the bottom. Or they need to bring somebody to the bottom lane, try to fix it.
1,000 net worth lead already. And Panda, uh-oh. He's fine. He'll pop a salve, but that was close to being another death for him. And they're going to wrap around Sacred again, but he'll surge, wise to this. Celery's just being such a nuisance.
Want to use Zeus ulti, but bottom lane is a bit too tanky to be killed.
This is just falling out of favor pretty quickly. Battle Hunger again on the Kaz. They'll bring the Tusk top.
Sacred again, bottom is going to drop.
Yeah, he's going to die here, but they're going to go for the axe. Good 2-man bushwhack. But Thunder God's Wrath will get the kill on the Ace, and that means they can focus the rest of their attention on the Tofu. Good shards and a kill there for Bakaz. Desperately needed for Boom, especially with the off lane of theirs not going well at all.
Yeah, as we said, Knight needs to make a move, try to make something happen on the map, and they need to make some stacks for Sacred, because right now he is level 4.
Trap slowing down this Zeus. Celery. Rocket Flare is annoying too, and they try to chase him and get cogs around the Zeus, so he needs to be very careful. Sacred at only level 4 really needs to be in a position in which he can get to 6 quickly and really start to get in that first item if it's going to be sustained from him.
Yeah, we'll definitely love
Celery
to be
finds Knight. Uh-oh. Trap,
level
bushwhack,
5.
and gone.
On Darkseer right now, he's farming the Ancients. This is something that has been done recently. You can't really lane, you go to jungle, put the Ion Shells, because everybody's stacking. It means that you're going to get more value from your Ion Shell, but would definitely love to be level 5 at least for that one.
is under attack.
TA. Top of the net work. Slotum's working without a tier 1 over mid. Quinn. They're going to see him, and maybe they could get this kill. Great shards. Quinn in some trouble. They have the damage, and even when he melds, he'll still burn away. Slotum's gets the kill on a Quinn, and that is big gold going his direction. Like that from Boom, because they really need to respond to the overwhelming presence from Gaimin Gladiators in this game. Otherwise, they're going to start to get washed out.
Good kill for them. A bit too deep from Quinn, and maybe they can make something happen in the top lane. Knight doesn't have his DP available because he DP in right now, level 5, trying to get to his level 6.
Celery also trying to get to 6. He'll have that hook shot soon. Well, 6 finally for Sacred. He's going into the early mech.
Oh, no.
Celery comes over, and he'll slow him up with the wall, but it's wall committed. Now looking to just leave here. Ion Shell's not really doing enough. Battery Assault better than Ion Shell. Slotum's, by the way, chased down by Quinn.
This time around, no help for Slotum's. Knight has amplified damage, but Quinn doesn't care too much about it. Nice shards.
Bushwhack, though, still connects, which means Knight, he can extend his life with the snowball. All the while, bottom, Sacred's also getting chased. So Quinn trying to get that meld strike kill. Tofu not going to have the attack range.
Fire
Sacred's still chased here. Celery with a blood grenade slowing them up. And that will be a kill for Dyrachyo after throwing the tar bomb on top of that Dark Seer.
Yeah, Slotum's is also the one who's really struggling on top of Sacred.
This is really rough for him.
Troll is not the hero that can be active early on, unless you go for that different build. Maelstrom / Mjolnir into BKB. But for now, he's gonna need some extra time. They need to pair up the Zeus. Knight, only level 5 still. There is Supernova available. That Supernova needs to come in. Uh-oh, not again.
Going again, bottom looking for Sacred hook shot. A lot of damage there from Dyrachyo. Kaz comes over to try and maybe answer, but there really isn't much he could do in the terms of answering. Celery gets that 6. They immediately go. 4,000 net worth lead here for Gaimin Gladiators. Boom are going to need a lot of time to feel like they could be in a spot to make things happen. They'll go for Celery, but this is a 5 position that they're committing on. That might be all they get, if they get it. Kaz committing with the right clicks, and Knight gets low. Doesn't matter. They finish off Celery, and now maybe they work on the tier 1 tower, but Dyrachyo not leaving just yet.
Dyrachyo level 9 on Clinks. Oof, that's going to be a huge issue because this hero comes online super quickly. He wants to join in these early engagements. Deals ton of damage with Tar Bomb. Maelstrom, he did find Spark of Courage.
Now Tofu's also got that 6. Queen level 11. Whoa. Zeus is only level 8. Knight looking for that 6. Of course, Slotum's on this Zeus trying to get Manta. But it does feel like Boomer an item behind for each hero.
1,000 gold, pretty much.
So, Blink Dagger soon for Ace. The key to victory was keeping this Axe from getting out of control. And I think with that Blink Blade Mail combo, they might have missed that. And that could be really rough for them. Maelstrom there for the Clinks. This Gaimin Gladiators pinching. Hook shot. Slotum's again. Meld strike, heavenly jump towards Tofu. Survives for a moment longer. They've got the sharpshooter. They go to the Thunder God's Wrath to get the kill on Tofu. They'll also take out Celery. They're looking for Quinn. This might work out really well for Boom. There's the Sunray. If Gaimin end up with nothing, oh my.
Man,
how does he survive?
He isn't even that tanky. Like,
no,
in terms of neutral item, he has Royal Jelly, Magic Wand, Phylactery, but manages to jump out with Heavenly Jump.
Oh my.
Oh, that's a big issue. These are some freebies that Gaimin Gladiators just gave away.
Yeah, that is...
Like, this was perfectly executed in terms of hook shot, break, Didn't deal as much damage, and Pakaz is dominating again, giving him free lane, 5-0 and 2. He's been heavily involved.
I mean, on that mega kill streak.
It says Battle Fury. This guy's like, oh, let me check what the item does. Battle, so he joins some of these early engagements. Continues to farm up, going into SNY next, and another smoke from Gaimin.
Now that Battle Fury's an axe. So. I was kind of proud that I counted another axe. I was like, is Dad proud of me over there?
I think there's a lot of axes in the game overall.
Axe, ace. Oh, Rocket Flare saw Pakaz for a second.
Celery was the root of the problem in some of these early engagements. Getting the hook shot, getting the jumps in, did cause a lot of issues, but now, at the end of the day, you're still a 5 clockwork.
True. And he wants that pipe next, but that is far away.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Obs placed by Panda, sentry down, but Duraccio, they see this Phoenix and they'll blink call, and will they get this kill before he's able to get anything off? But now, Walrus Punch, the damage on the ace, they'll get the kill. That's a good trade for them to get. Sharpshooter lands on a Pakaz, who sits at about half health. He's got his ult just in case.
They're becoming tankier and tankier, diving 3 times underneath the tier 2 tower. They have extra HP, they have extra armor. And now with the mech, that's gonna increase even more. They drop down, Seeds of Serenity. Gaimin, I feel like they've been forcing a lot of these fights unnecessarily.
And the trades they are making are not as beneficial as maybe they'd like them to be.
Huh?
Tofu, by the way, going Arcane's Rod of Atos, so not that normal scaling hoodwink that we use.
Are we calling that normal now?
If it happens 95% of the time, I think that's the normal.
Is under attack.
I would hope you agree.
Yeah. He's in trouble here.
Tofu chase, snowball in, and they will have the Walrus Punch with the Thunder God's Wrath to get the kill. Pakaz will get credit for another one.
Something that Boom could go for is early Roche. They do have Troll, so you have the damage, and also all that attack speed, of course, works really well with the tag team. So if they take another good fight in the top lane, they kill off 2 heroes, Troll, Tusk. If they survive, they can easily take Roche. Quinn, something's being delivered on the courier. That's the big one. His shard has a haste rune in the bottle. They better make something happen with this.
Guardian Greaves for Sacred finished. He's not had the best start, but he now has that big sustain item for the side of Boom. And now they know that shard exists with that trap silencing Tusk. Quinn, though, coming over. Hook shot connects. Trap doesn't land, so these cogs will push him, but into a snowball. Ace is here. Blink call. Icarus dive supernova. And there is the silence on to Darkseer, so he won't be able to vacuum in anything more. But Quinn turning around, goes for the trap. Sacred's still here. Panda, 1 shot, 2 shot. Doesn't have the supernova. Will Icarus dive away? Quinn, though, sticking around with this haste now running out. Kaz almost has that Sanjin Yasha. Tofu and Ace looking to make the jump. Kaz will show himself. Blink call, that connects. They've got Knight
they
over
burst
here.
it. No, they
so
can't.
they've got the snowball for the save. They'll drop down the wall with the blade mail, though. The damage being done is not going to be enough. They've got themselves the shards. Quinn in trouble. They've got the lightning bolt. They'll get themselves this lockdown on TA and take out a second.
Again, I feel like they need another hero. Celery did not have his hook shot available, and they might still find Tofu. Let's see, they're going into Roche Pit exactly as we said with that tag team and Troll. They should have enough. Let's see what Tofu can get out of this. Maybe some Roshan. Steel, I don't think he's going to be able to get Aegis, but yeah, very nicely done from Boom.
So Boom, they have weathered the storm of an early game that was coming out from Gaimin Gladiators with a 6,000 net worth lead.
Yeah.
And now it's back to even.
Gaimin, they gave them away a lot of these opportunities, not bringing in enough numbers, not having the damage to kill off the heroes immediately. Pakaz continues to farm up. Most farm hero throughout the whole game. Now going into BKB, level 14 on this Troll.
Is it time to start screaming Ga from the highest mountain cliffs?
It might be for South American fans. Things are looking good.
Aegis now to work with here for the side of Boom. There's Knight with this Blink Dagger, and Manta, it's getting there. Has the phylactery. I have to double check if it's getting there. You gave me a look like I was giving the Ags timing, and it is kind of, it's getting there.
It's always close.
Kaz, going to the BKB next. It's Duraccio, Hurricane Pike. Gleipnir, Falcon Blade, Hurricane Pike.
Hurricane Pike always going to be great against Tusk. His Ice Shard and also pushing Troll away. If he loses vision of you, doesn't do much with his ulti.
Yeah, that one's a weird one now. Sacred, he's starting to get back.
Yeah.
His farm looks pretty solid. Knight hook shot. Sacred's here, but not looking to help, although Cogs pushed him out. Maybe he almost had a chance to survive there. They'll end up losing him, but 20 minutes.
It's
time for Tormentor. This cube gonna be flattened out. So Sacred gets the shard. That's that upgrade to Surge.
Dire's top
We'll leave that damage on the ground.
Okay, not too bad of a shard playing against Templar Assassin. The ticks deal well with refraction charges.
Dire's top tower
Blink away, they take the top tier 2. That'll open up the outposts. Celery's still looking for this pipe. Deso in 1100 gold there for the TA. Like I said, Duraccio wants this Hurricane Pike, but we'll see when he gets there.
Shard and Clinks allows you to one-shot the creep wave with your Maelstrom, so you're
Blink.
never really showing, right?
Walrus Punch, and Knight is in here as they blow up Celery. Sotum's getting the kill, and the Thunder God's Wrath gets them some information, but not much more.
tower is under attack.
As Ace, he's going into the Eternal Shroud, which we've seen so many times before.
In the previous game as well, as Slardar wanted to deal with all this magical damage, most of it coming out from Zeus. There's also Phoenix, Darkseer with the Ion Shell. Sacred has been playing very sacrificial. Doesn't get much farm, but as you said, he is keeping up with Axe, so that's good. Now even overtakes him.
Bushwhack controlled Kaz for a second.
Radiant's bottom
Tofu
has fallen.
scurrying through the trees.
He's out of Scurry.
But yeah, he is out of Scurry, and now they will see him. Snowball connects, and he'll go for the sharpshooter, but he'll put himself right into the neutral camp as they're still chasing. Sacred's here, vacuum, and dead. Sacred getting that kill. So that is also Gleipnir for Hoodwink being built. We knew that when he was going for the Rod of Atos, that he would get there eventually, but it's not going to be nearly as quick without that Maelstrom.
They're also not getting too much farm if you're not maxing out your Acorn shot. Axe, a lot of items in his quick buy.
A lot of items here in his quick bio. See how quick he can get to this. Sometimes it's in your quick buy, but it ain't that fast.
Radiant's bottom tower
Wants to get a Bloodstone. The AoE on call can be pretty big. Maybe if the game
Seems like he's baiting here a little bit, but how much has he baited? Blink call, they've got the wall down as well as the Supernova. They got the Sunray, it's not going to save Knight. But look at this, Ace, Quinn, both gone. Hookshot's a little bit late. They get the Code of Panda. They'll look over now at the Clockwork, and they'll take out Celery. Duraccio chasing Sacred, but how long is he willing to go? Rod of Atos comes out from Tofu, but Pakaz is on to Duraccio, who will throw his Gleipnir out, but lose his life to Pakaz, who is now beyond godlike already. This troll is taking over the game.
Yeah, he's getting out of control. 16 out of 18 kills, involvement, level 19 compared to... I mean, Clinks is not too bad of a level 17, but things are looking really rough. They didn't even use Aegis in the previous fight. Vacuum wall onto 2, maybe even 3 of them. Holds them in place just enough so that he can come and deal the damage. Also, TA, like I know TAs, they don't want to go and pick up an early BKB. A lot of the times it does feel bad, but because they also have abilities that go through debuff immunity. Egg in the middle of them. Axe did get a dunk, but
I think he got
2 dunks maybe even. So yeah. But Makazi is the one who's cleaning up, sacrificing only 2 supports. Sacred in the end did die. That Rod of Atos from Tofu.
It worked.
It did work, but
Wouldn't have gotten that kill with Maelstrom.
4 out of 5.
See some stress on the face of Doraccio. Telling you, man, Picasso saw that tier list. The next panel might have to be the apology tour.
Now level 20. Even more armor, playing into TA, playing into Clinks. That extra armor is going to come in super handy. 40 armor on Troll, plus the miss chance, of course, going into Satanic. This has been always the build whenever you're facing Axe, to have status resistance. Also back in the days when Satanic gave you status resistance, so you were sitting at 40 plus. But allowing you to lifesteal and countering the Axe Berserker's Call doesn't last as long, and also having that lifesteal against Blade Mail so you don't go below threshold.
So, not too far away from that, but actually this time.
Gem purchased by Panda. They want to see the traps, they want to see the Clinks. Get rid of those Observer wards. Valuable pickup, and they also gave it to Troll, who doesn't have problems holding it. Still has a slot available. They put Magic Wand in his backpack.
Sotoms, he's fine.
Needs to keep the Manta style. If he's jumped, gets the Gleipnir on him, maybe one more spell, should be able to die. Slotums, again on Zeus, keeps the distance. I believe he had only 1 death in the previous game. This time around, 2 deaths already.
So 18 to 14 with an even net worth just about. Troll, 1 creep away from this Satanic. And the next Roche is potentially in 43 seconds, and Boom could be set up to get that too. Sacred going Ag, so he wants that normal punch. Let me tell you, the least intimidating spell name is normal punch.
Yeah, it's ordinary punch. Casual punch. But speaking of other punches, they do have Walrus Punch. Later on, they might have the kick as well. The full MMA Tusk.
I thought you were going to name more punches.
Radiant's top tower is under
How many punches are in this game?
Only 2, I would say.
With Axe not being on that set, yes, I think you're right. But I thought I had you.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I thought there was going to be a punchline, and then it's going to be like, oh, it's 3 of them, by the way.
No, there's not, but there is going to be this Walrus Punch. Doraccio, Force Staff, vacuumed all the way back to the shards. Doraccio stayed 65 seconds, no buyback, pushback. Look at the damage, whoa!
That's the Gleipnir, double Gleipnir now available. We've seen the power of it.
Who just did all that damage?
That's Hoodwink.
Radiant's top tower.
Whoa.
3,000 damage. Balanced perfectly in the previous fight. Once you get to that item, you'll feel like you're good to go. Also having Hunter's Boomerang.
I like that one. Cool little spell there. Ags finished off for this Dark Seer, so he'll have that normal punch, and maybe with a successful game, he'll drink some Fruit Punch.
Oh.
Oh no.
It's gonna keep coming, isn't it?
No, that was the I don't know any more punches. Axe still working on this item, man. His farm has slowed down pretty harshly. I mean, Sacred was 6,000 when he was 10K, and now Sacred's 14,000 the other way, ahead of him. It's been pretty rough. But Roche, a minute 15 away. Let's see where Boom start to set up.
Desolator still at 0 charges. 28 minutes in.
Damn. That is not a lot.
It is not a lot. It's not the most important thing, but you want to get that number going.
Even if it was just 2. They want something a little bit more there. Sacred, he's been comboing here with Knight quite a bit. We just saw the vacuum be able to pull in Knight, or pull in back into Knight's shards.
Roshan, 30 seconds. Still going to be on Dire's side. They already have Observer sentry ready. They killed off the tier 1 tower in the top lane, so with the buybacks potentially coming out from Gaimin.
And they're here for it immediately, which means cheese. Potentially, if they get it immediately on the next one, it could be Ag's blessing.
Is under attack.
So important to have the timings if they are in fact able to take this Roche immediately under the daytime mark, but they're going to smoke instead, so that all changes. With them not getting Roche before it goes bottom, that whole Roche dynamic kind of changes a little bit.
Roshan is up. A little surprised that they decided to smoke on a different area of the map. Roshan is being scouted by a rocket, so they know that they're not doing it at the moment. A lot of traps in this area.
How close do they think they are? Quinn, Blink, ooh, the other way. Thunder God's Wrath gets them the information, but too late on that info. Unfortunately, for Boom. So they give up this probably guaranteed Roche to try and smoke. But with that being said, you're 10 seconds away from it being on the Radiant side. So coming across the map means you're still right by Roche anyway. So I think that move is fine if you're willing to not care about cheese, right?
Ooh, amplified damage here. They should be able to see it. Dyrachyo has been given bottle. Double enchanted quiver, so they have true strike against Troll necessary if they are worried about Whirling Axe's miss. Slotums, no Thunder God's Wrath, but with the Satanic should have enough sustain. He's not gonna even drop, so can easily go in. Let's see how Gaimin are gonna approach this one. Amplified damage.
Hook shot in really early,
He's
away from
alone.
the team. Celery's in
Not
trouble.
bad
It's taking
immediately.
Kaz's attention. The Bushwhack doesn't connect. They've got the Hunter's Boomerang as well as the Blink into the call.
Good
but there's the
snowball
snowball save. Sunray was used for a moment. Icarus dive coming through as well as the Supernova. They get the kill on a Dyrachyo. They take him out very quickly. They look over at Ace as well as Tofu. Celery's on the run with BKB being popped by Quinn. Now out of time. They bought back on Sacred, but Quinn,
He blinked out, but
there's a snowball coming for him. Kaz is stuck via the axe, but he'll pop that ult. They'll get the kill on a Celery. That's with the cleave of the Battle Fury. Now they'll take out Ace. They've lost Quinn, and Roche is theirs.
Oh, Sacred was the one being focused by Gaimin. As you said, very early hook shot from Celery. Roshan was not that low to try to go for the attempt. Rest of the team not ready, not close enough. And again, look at the damage from Pakaz, 7.5.
So much from Pakaz.
Now has Shard available. Shard plus Defiance Shell, it's gonna be a lot of like random hits coming out. You attack him, he attacks you back, and then Fervor.
Yeah, this is so early. Look at where they're at.
And he got the first, second hit bash. Bushwhack.
Missed.
Also connect. But the good thing about Battlefield, you're always gonna have something in your inventory.
That snowball too.
Yeah, he's
isn't
so
just
ready.
a snowball hold to go on Ace. It's a snowball that pulls them to Dyrachyo, and that's huge.
They heavily invested to kill Sacred, who comes back into the fight immediately. Pakaz, level 24, getting closer to that level 25.
Man, this is feeling like Pakaz Legacy Series, where this is one for him that you don't forget, because he is out of control in these two games. He is up 8,000 net worth over this TA and 9,000 above a Dyrachyo. Stack to take and going Swift Blink. So many more last hits. The GPM is way higher. And the hero damage, 6,000 ahead. Now level 25 and the Battle Trance strong dispels.
I mean, so far, they did not kill him a single time, but this looks one of those games where he might just end up with 0 deaths.
Thunder God's Wrath gets them the info on Tofu. Gleipnir, but there's the vacuum back. 4-staff sharpshooter looking for the TP out. Snowball with the normal punch coming through. And Sacred ends up dead. They end up taking out this Hoodwink, who's gone for 50 seconds. Maybe they could force the buyback. And Pipe is finally finished for Celery, which he's been working for a long time.
Also, Pipe for his
Steel
team.
Tormentor.
Gets rewarded with the jetpack. Level 25 on Troll, that's strong dispel. Like, you can use it while stunned, while taunted, so can pop it if you're called, so your HP doesn't even drop. You're gonna be life-stealing way too much with Satanic.
So, 5,000 net worth lead here for Boom. They've got this Aegis, but Dust, Walrus Punch, they caught Quinn. BKB, TP out. Nothing to stop that. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is top, keeping this top lane pressured through, but Celery with the jetpack. There's a rocket flare out, and now they're going to see him under the eyes of that Watcher. They smoke. They'll continue to try and chase. The rest of Boom are looking to meet with them, and this will be another Tormentor. Everybody's got their shard on the side of Gaimin Gladiators already, so 280 gold each.
Aegis.
Oz.
Minute and 30 seconds. This is not the target you want to go
Link
for.
call.
Battle trance if necessary.
Yeah, he's going to be alive for a while. He might hold the battle trance until after the Aegis, but they've got the Blink as well as the Walrus Punch. There's the shard. Supernova never comes out, but Thunder God's Wrath multiple times, and now they look over at the Axe. They'll get the kill on an Ace. They'll look for Tofu. They do not have buyback available on this Axe. Vacuum doesn't connect on Heroes, but they are right by this tier 3 tower.
I mean, you lose a fight with no buybacks near your base. You're playing against Troll. You're going to be losing a lot of the buildings, but look at the damage coming up from Doraccio. Enchanted Quiver, Gleipnir, BKB, Hurricane Pike. Now they're going to the mid.
Has to be careful about how far forward he steps up, because you know Knight is ready to just jump in there. Looking for that vision, looking for that opportunity. They've got the Ob Sentry that's being cleared up, and they find themselves Doraccio. That's a problem with the Walrus Punch. The damage in Doracchio's gone. The Supernova, the Sunray, Quinn's going to be dead as well. Both these heroes don't have buyback. Boom! They might have done what many will think has been impossible. It certainly has for the South American region to beat Gaimin Gladiators in such a long time.
This just might be it. They might have one more fight, but these are long 65 seconds. The last glyph. I mean, Troll is gonna destroy those buildings.
He is ripping through the tier 3. They are looking towards this set of racks. They're realizing nobody's buying back. What do they have? 15,000 net worth lead for the side of Boom, and I don't know what Gaimin's going to have to try and defend against the rest. They're going to go for Megas.
40 seconds for TA.
Blink
he
call.
got bashed immediately.
Trying to deter. Bushwhack's there, but the Walrus Punch comes in. Knight if need be. He had the snowball save, but he'll pop the ult. They'll look over at the Axe. Ace getting lower and lower. Actually, his health staying stationary for the moment, but they've got the Thunder God's Wrath. They get the kill on Celery. The Bushwhack comes and connects. They'll buy back on Celery. Ace is still somehow alive. Sharpshooter lands onto the Tusk, who will be able to get out of this as they take the tier 3, but only one set of racks stands for the side of Gaimin Gladiators, and it's up top.
Yeah, Axe, he has, how many is that? 90%, 6 max stacks, 15% reduction, so he didn't deal that much damage. Like, in terms of damage, Axe dealt the most with the Blade Mail, of course, but he's sustaining, pops the Bloodstone. So they're still not playing against Megas. Roshan can be up in 2 minutes. Kaz, a perfect game from him. Going into Daedalus next, finds a neutral item token. Let's see what he's gonna get. Mindbreaker seems pretty juicy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get that one.
Although, if nothing good, Defiant Shell's not a bad alternative. But he got Mindbreaker. So, JK. Felt like Gaimin Gladiators had the early lead in this one by so much, and it felt like this was their game.
15 seconds for a BKB.
Kaz,
ready
Blink,
to jump
call,
in.
Knight. Ooh, that rocket flare stops him from blinking in. Now they've got the hook shot, but Kaz, he's got his ult ready to go. The snowball's going to land on Ace. They've got the damage on the Sacred. They get the kill, but they end up losing Ace. So both heroes gone. Ace has buyback. Doraccio on the run. Heavenly Jump, keeping up with Doraccio. They'll find themselves Celery. They'll get the kill on a Quinn. Slots him with the Thunder God's Wrath. Kills off Quinn. Looks over Doraccio, and 4 are dead. Tofu on the run. He is the only one alive here for Gaimin Gladiators.
Doraccio needs to use that
buys
buyback.
back.
No buy on Quinn. Buyback on Axe. He also needs to use it. You can't defend with these two heroes. They do have Gleipnirs. Axe will use it. Zeus with Arcane Rune blasted themselves, had enough mana to use double ulti. Pops the Manta style, and of course having Timeless Relic. That insane amount of damage coming out in, that was 7,000 damage in 15 seconds.
Yeah, the last chunk of damage onto Quinn that got the kill was 1,200 from that Thunder God's Wrath. Snowball, the right clicks the punch up into the air. Ace, he'll spin, but not to win. Godlike here for Slotums. Both the 1 and the 2 for Boom have done so much in this series. It's mega creeps for Boom, and they're looking at the tier 4s. They're looking to kick Gaimin Gladiators out of this tournament. As Pakaz leads the way, looking at the tier 4s, Dyrachyo trying to do as much as he can with the damage that he has, but it's too little to take down this troll. The burning barrage, the right clicks are through for Pakaz on the throne. The gods are out from the chat, and they're looking to finish off this series. Snowball turnaround onto the clockwork. They've got the damage. Thunder God's Wrath puts Slotums beyond godlike. Dyrachyo, Quinn, Tofu trying to hold on. They'll use that Glink near the Melt Strike. Slotum on the run, and the Heavenly Jump doesn't get him out far enough. He's dead for 100 seconds, but because he'll focus the throne, the Bushwhack is through, but he'll pop that ult. Dyrachyo in trouble, great vacuum. Dyrachyo, Quinn die. GG is called. Boom Esports upset Gaimin Gladiators with a 2-0 victory.
What a performance from the whole team, but the Pakaz is the shining star.